This video is not directed at anybody specifically. People are going to think it is, and some people are probably going to watch it thinking it's directed at them, and I don't care. As usual, you drop an insult on the ground and the owner will come pick it up, but I can assure you that it's not directed at anybody specifically or any specific group of people. YouTubers have this habit of incessantly bitching about their job to the people who are the only reason they have that job in the first place. And this really rubs me the wrong way. Every way that you could rub me that is wrong, it does. It grinds my gears and it rustles my jimmies, and so I'd like to talk about it. I haven't been doing YouTube for an insanely long amount of time. I started this channel in October of 2021, was able to go full time with it somewhere around 2023, and have been grinding non-stop to get amazing content out to your eye sockets ever since. But I can confidently say that this is the greatest job in the entire world, and no second job could ever come close to it. I'm 20 years old, and since I started this channel when I was 16, my life has been a non-stop chain of completely asinine, surreal events. Like, if I take a step back and look at everything that's happened, it doesn't make any sense. Within a few years, I went from a stupid kid playing guitar on the couch watching guitar YouTube videos to being friends with some of the biggest names in the scene and shooting videos with people whose videos I used to watch every single fucking night. And so to hear people complain about this privilege of a job makes me incredibly angry. Not in the way that it makes other people angry, you know, in the men used to go work in the coal mines way. I'm not like that at all, and I really couldn't care any less if you think this is not a manly profession to have. But it makes me angry because, and I will say this even though it's not a nice thing to say, if your videos are performing poorly, it is because they are bad. Like I said, not a nice thing to say. But YouTube pushes videos that the audiences want to see. And so creators who say that thumbnails and titles don't matter because the big evil algorithm is all arbitrary and completely sporadic are stupid. And again, I'm not pointing at anybody specific here, I swear. This is not like subliminally trying to roast somebody who's going to see this and get really angry about it. This is more towards everybody who behaves like this and humors it. TikTok and Instagram are different, and the key difference there is that when you're scrolling the video feed, you don't get to choose what to watch. It feeds you shit, and if you don't like any of it, you're going to scroll past it, and that ends up affecting the performance of those videos. But on YouTube, you are presented with options aplenty on your homepage, and if something is good enough to watch, you will click on it and watch it, because that's what you're there for. So if you complain that life is giving you lemons, YouTube is putting up roadblocks and throwing obstacles in your way at every turn, no, you just make bad videos. Has YouTube been pushing shorts more than it used to lately, causing it to sort of neglect long form a little bit? Sure. Has that prevented my channel from hitting record highs in views and revenue? Take a guess. And that's because I pour everything that I have, I pour my entire life into my videos, and I make the best things that I can with the means at my disposal. Hello! Quick editor's note. By what I just said, I did not mean that I only ever make fantastic 100% amazing videos that never fail. I have my fair share of flops as well, but what I meant by that was that when that does happen, I take responsibility for it. Thank you. And then there is something else, which is the creation of the videos itself. So just a quick note. I write all of my scripts. I am the asshole with the mustache on camera, I am the editor, I make the thumbnails, I think of the titles, and I do literally everything else. 100% of the work on this channel is done by me, except for maybe graphic design stuff like logos and artwork. So I am as busy with this shit as anybody. If you've seen my show, 6 String TV Cribs, that I started earlier this year, or if you just follow me on Instagram and watch my stories and shit, you will know I am constantly on the road. Flying somewhere, driving somewhere, taking a train somewhere, to be where the good content is. And before anybody gives me a Nepo baby comment, that shit is all covered by sponsors, which I'll get to in a second. I am everywhere all the time, simultaneously somehow always at my desk, and I run a management agency on top of all of it, and you never see me without a stupid ear-to-ear grin on my face. I am so happy doing this job that I actually get comments from people telling me how annoying it is that I laugh all the time. Because as busy as this keeps me, and as stressful as it can be, I would never even think to complain about it for so much as a minute. And all of the truly successful people in this job, not music, YouTube, or anything specifically, but just successful YouTubers, not people chasing some viral hit, but people with established audiences and genuinely successful lasting careers do not complain. Sure, it can get a bit much. It really does, right? When I'm not traveling to shoot something or shooting something in my studio, I'm at my desk editing what I've shot while simultaneously planning the next 8 things that I'm going to shoot. But that's fun. And a career in entertainment should be fun. Otherwise, you can go work an office job if you don't enjoy it anyway. And so the only thing I have to say in response to YouTubers who complain about how difficult their job is skill issue. Improve your workflow and make content that doesn't suck. That is the secret. It works for many people, it will work for you as well. I have yet to see an exception to this. Every single time that I go onto a channel that's been around for 7 years and still gets shit views, it's because they make shit videos. But every time that I go onto a small channel that makes amazing content and is still very new, and I check back 8 months later, they have tripled their sub count and views because the stuff is good. A great example of this is Dank Pods, a channel that blew up virtually overnight because Wade, the dude in charge of it, has genuine enthusiasm for not just making content, but also the topics that he makes content about. And that shines through every second of his work. On my channel specifically, sub count has been a bit slow, but I really don't care about that, because that's not the metric that matters. What matters are views and engagement. Are people watching, and do they enjoy what they're watching? And in both cases, the answer is usually yes. Now, nothing is all sunshine and roses, and something that can make this job a bit difficult is ad revenue. Now, to understand this, there are 2 terms that you need to know. CPM, which is the amount of money that the advertiser pays to YouTube, and RPM, which is the cut of the CPM that the creator gets. The RPM across the board is 33% of the CPM. That is not insane money unless you are getting millions of views. And so most creators, even usually those who do get millions of views, will supplement that with sponsorships. You have to vet who you work with quite carefully just to make sure you aren't promoting a scam site to your audience, but if you've done that, there is nothing wrong with it, and it's not a difficult process. Oh, and speaking of, are you a guitarman, an axe wizard, a shred goblin? Well then, boy, do I have the solution for you. This is the FlexiSpot E7 Pro Premium. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. The FlexiSpot E7 Pro Premium standing adjustable desk. This is of course a regular standing desk, but I will be using it as my new guitar workbench. I was in desperate need of one of those. My last guitar workbench is a folding table I stole out of my grandma's basement. With the touch of a button... That was the wrong button, I'm sorry. With the touch of a button, there goes the desk into sitting mode. However, I much prefer to have it at standing height to work on my guitars and do all of my work on. FlexiSpot have been a sponsor of this channel for a long time. My studio desk is FlexiSpot, the chair that I sit in every single video is FlexiSpot, and so I trust their products with my life. Maybe not with my life, but with the stuff that I put on the desks. Whether you're working on guitars, doing your taxes, or cooking your books to evade taxes, the FlexiSpot E7 has your back. Literally. It's ergonomic, that means it's good for your spine. But don't take it from me, take it from one of many satisfied FlexiSpot customers. My back pain was so bad, I thought my wife was surely going to leave me. The FlexiSpot desk has saved my marriage and my back. Smile. How long does it take to assemble? Well, not very long. I did it in under 35 minutes. Look at me go. So go to flexispot.com or use the link in my video description to get a standing desk that stands with you, like a supportive friend that doesn't ask too many questions. Thank you and goodbye. Can I sit down now? My knees are doing the thing again. That just justified the time that it took to make this video. See how it works? If you need money, you go where the money is. FlexiSpot make legit products that I use every single day. My desk behind the camera is a FlexiSpot desk. The chair that I sit on in all of my videos is a FlexiSpot chair. And so why not lend them a small portion of my platform to justify doing my dream job? Sounds fine to me. The game works how the game works. And it does change, drastically so if you take a look at what YouTube was like in, say, 2016. But as with every industry, it is adapt or die. And with many creators, when they reach that sink or swim point, these days it seems they choose sink, but also bitch about sinking. And unlike a quote-unquote regular job, You don't need to do this job. If you don't like it, you can go do another one. There are plenty out there. Thank you for listening. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you around.